So guys, today Bungie dropped a new blog post going over everything about the Prismatic subclass. They basically give us a whole breakdown, so we'll dive straight in. But before we do, as always, if you're going to enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, as it's free to do and really does help me out here a ton. We're getting super close now to 1,000 subscribers, so seriously, any support there would be very much appreciated. And with all out of the way, let's just jump into Prismatic. So if you missed the live stream that they did on Tuesday, they basically gave us a little preview of what Prismatic is. And they go on to say in this article that for the first time, players will be able to wield the powers of light and darkness simultaneously, unlocking combinations of abilities never before possible. Today we'd like to give you a brief overview of the Final Shape's new Prismatic subclass, including the suite of available abilities, how you'll expand your capabilities, and the unique gameplay it brings to the table. Prismatic subclass is familiar, but with a twist. Your super, melee, grenade, and aspect slots will feature a selection of light and darkness abilities from all 5 damage types. You can also select from all available movement nodes and class abilities, including subclass-specific ones such as Phoenix Dive, Acrobatics Dodge, and Thruster. Their main goal for Prismatic is to enable new and interesting build crafting combinations that lead to new types of gameplay so that we can keep the game feeling fresh. As part of this, some of the abilities we've chosen are ones that we think have been underused since the initial release and have exciting interactions with the rest of the roster. In many cases, we've adjusted how certain aspects function to specifically enable these unique interactions. With Prismatic, we want to make an immediate impact. For the very first mission of the Final Shape, you'll have access to a complete starting Prismatic build with a set of light and darkness abilities, aspects, and a full set of fragments. Let's dive into the details on what these starting builds have to offer, as well as the rest of the abilities you'll be able to wield. So, the Prismatic Hunter is evasive and maneuverable, grappling around the battlefield and leaping to advantageous positions with Ascension. Their starting Prismatic build enables the maneuverability with Winter's Shroud, providing a handy debuff that Stylish Executioner, which now triggers by defeating an enemy afflicted by any subclass debuff, can activate from, providing easily accessible invisibility to reposition to wherever you need to be with safety. You'll be able to choose between the different light and subclass abilities from each column below. So for supers, you have Storm's Edge, Golden Gun, Silence and Squall, Soul Strike, and Shadow Shot. For the class abilities, you have Marksman's Dodge, Gambler's Dodge, and then Acrobatics Dodge, Movement, High Jump, Strafe Jump, Triple Jump, and Blink. And melee abilities, you'll have combination below, Knife Trick, Withering Blade, Threaded Spike, and Snare Bomb, Grenades, Arc Bolt, Swarm Grenade, Dustfield, Grapple, and Magnetic Grenade. And then for your aspects, you'll have Ascension, Gunpowder Gamble, Winter's Shroud, Threaded Spectre, and Stylish Executioner. The starting next to some of these indicates abilities that are included in your starting Prismatic build for the first mission of the Final Shape. Prismatic Titans excel at disabling enemies to make them easy targets for high impact follow-ups. Deer's Lash, Shackle Grenade, and Diamond Lance are all potent primers for a subsequent Consecration, Thunderclap, or powerful Unbreakable Blast. Their starting build allows them to freeze targets with Diamond Lance, which can be created from any ability final blow, and wind up fully charged thunderclaps to remove the threat of the fight in one fell swoop. So your starting supers will be Twilight Arsenal, Thunder Crash, Blade Fury, Hammer of Soul, and Glacial Quake. Class abilities Towering Barricade, Rally Barricade, and Thruster. Movement options High Lift, Strafe Lift, Catapult. Melee abilities you'll have Shield Throw, Thunderclap, Frenzied Blade, Hammer Strike, and Shiver Strike. Grenades, you'll have Suppressor Grenade, Pulse Grenade, Shackle Grenade, Thermite Grenade, and Glacier Grenade. And then aspects, you'll have Unbreakable, Knockout, Deer's Lash, Consecration, and Diamond Lance. But once again, the starting next to some of these indicating abilities that are included in your Prismatic build during the first mission of the Final Shape. Moving on to Warlock here. The Prismatic Warlock brings an army to bear, summoning a horde of Bleak Watchers, Helions, and Threadlings in a blink of an eye. Their starting build lets you lock down entire rooms with Bleak Watchers and Penumbral Blasts, and their ability damage, including damage caused by shattering the frozen targets, kickstarts Feed the Void, granting grenade energy to cycle anew. So, supers, we get Song of Flame, Nova Bomb, Cataclysm, Storm Trance, Winter's Wrath, and Needle Storm. Class abilities Healing Rift, Empowering Rift, and Phoenix Dive. Movement, we have Burst Glide, Strafe Glide, Controlled Glide, and Blink. Melee abilities Incinerator Snap, Pocket Singularity, Chain Lightning, Penumbral Blast, and Arcane Needle. Grenades, you have Healing Grenade, Vortex Grenade, Storm Grenade, Cold Snap, and Threadling Grenades. Aspects will have the new Helion aspect, Feed the Void, Lightning Surge, Bleak Watcher, and Weaver's Call. While you'll start off with a fairly focused initial loadout, you'll quickly expand your toolset and possible combinations. As you continue through the Pale Heart of the Traveler, you'll uncover the remaining abilities, aspects, and fragments as mission rewards, as well as unlocking them through post-campaign quests as collectibles hidden in the world. Very good note there. Our ultimate goal is that as you progress in your journey to save the Traveler and humanity, you're able to continually experiment with new build crafting options and find novel ways to tackle the challenge ahead of you. There's no currency to earn to unlock these new build crafting elements. When you find a prismatic chest in the world or after a particular tough battle, they're immediately granted and available for use. Part of building Prismatic was ensuring that every option and combination felt viable across a variety of content and difficulties. So most of the abilities you've seen here have also had tuning paths that will share more details in the lead up to the final shape's release. Aspects that were damage type specific have had their requirements loosened when using Prismatic. For example, Diamond Lance and Feed the Void activate from ability defeats of any type, not just Stasis and Void, and Stylish Executioner activates when defeating an enemy afflicted by any elemental debuff, not just Void. Moving on here to breaking the limits. Prismatic is more than using familiar abilities in new combinations. We also wanted to create new gameplay that showcases the player's newfound mastery of the elements. Enter Transcendence. It's the result of collision of light and darkness that your Guardian can now control and enables you to use never before seen power when you're using Prismatic. You'll notice a new bar below your super energy meter. This is a new indicator for Transcendence, light and dark meters. When dealing light aligned damage, arc, solar and void, or applying light aligned debuffs or buffs, your light bar on the left fills. When dealing darkness aligned damage, stasis or strand, or applying darkness aligned debuffs or buffs, the darkness bar on the right fills. Kinetic damage fills both bars at a reduced rate, but the rate increases when neither bar is filled, making it a solid choice to help a lagging bar catch up. That's very cool. When both bars are full and meet in the middle, Transcendence is available. While Transcendence, your melee and grenade energy is instantly refreshed and regenerate more quickly. Dealing damage with a grenade further increases your melee regeneration and vice versa. Your weapon damage is slightly increased and you are more resistant to incoming damage. Our goal for Transcendence, both in terms of uptime and potency, is that it feels like a miniature super that's only readily available when your loadout and playstyles interweave light and dark together in harmony. Being Transcendent also allows you to break the shields of special combatants standing in your way on your journey through the Pale Heart of the Traveler. These combatants have been bound by the Witness and are invulnerable to incoming damage otherwise. And in addition to these boosts, while Transcendent, you'll also have a new grenade, one unique to each class, that deals both light and darkness damage types. Hunters, you're getting Hailfire Spike, from a device charged with stasis matter and solar energy that attaches to surfaces or targets and then erupts into a slowing storm. After a short duration, the device ignites, creating a deadly scorching cyclone. So this kind of looks like a thermite grenade, but a thermite grenade that's been juiced up to implement stasis and solar effects. Titans, you'll get Electrified Snare for an explosive device energized with strand matter and arc energy that detonates in a supercharged suspending burst. The suspending targets take heavy damage over time and chain jolting lightning to nearby enemies. Seems like a shackle grenade that also gains the ability of chain lightning there. Very cool. And Warlocks gain Freezing Singularity. For a massive void energy and stasis matter on impact, it deploys a miniature black hole orbiting by a halo of slowing ice. After a short duration, the black hole implodes, suppressing and dealing heavy damage to all nearby targets. So basically a void grenade, but also kind of a combination of the void and the stasis kind of slowing grenade there. Moving on from the grenades, now let's talk about prismatic fragments. One of the challenges we identified early on was that a lot of players from our single damage type subclasses come from the network of many interconnected gameplay loops the player can dip into when they focus their build crafting on a single element. When the player's focus is split between multiple elements, we still need to provide enough opportunities for stacking powerful synergies, as well as providing value to the new Transcendence loop. To help us solve that problem, we've increased most prismatic aspect fragment slot alignments to 3, with a few of our most potent options staying at 2. You're going to need the extra space with prismatic. From day 1 of the final shape, you'll be able to find or earn a total of 21 fragments and sizable bump over the typical 14 to 16. Some are reimagined or combinations of existing fragments, and some are brand new. Unlike our core damage types, fragments in Prismatic are unlocked for all your characters as soon as you acquire them. If you finish the campaign on your Hunter and start on your Titan will have all fragments you unlocked on your Hunter. Here is a look at some of the fragment options you can look forward to. So we have Facet of Balance. Rapidly defeating targets with light damage grants melee energy. Rapidly defeating targets with dark damage grants grenade energy. Facet of Bravery. Defeating targets with grenade grants volatile rounds to your void weapons. Defeating targets with a powered melee. Final Blow grants unraveling rounds to your strand weapons. Facet of Dawn. Powered melee hits against targets make you radiant. Powered melee final blows make you and nearby allies radiant. Facet of Defiance. Finishers create a detonation that either jolts, scorches, slows, severs, or makes targets volatile based on the damage type of your equipped super. Facet of Dominance. Your void grenades weaken and arc grenades jolt targets. Facet of Generosity. Defeating targets while transcending creates orbs of power for your allies. Facet of Grace. Damaging targets with kinetic weapons grants you bonus transcendence energy. Defeating targets with your super grants you and nearby allies bonus transcendence energy. Facet of Hope. While you have an elemental buff, your class ability regenerates more quickly. Facet of Justice. While transcendent, your ability final blows explode. Facet of Protection. While surrounded by enemies, you are more resistant to incoming damage. Facet of Purpose. Picking up an orb of power grants either amplified restoration, frost armor, woven mail, or overshield based on the damage type of your equipped super. And Facet of Ruin. This increases the size and damage of the burst when you shatter a stasis crystal or frozen target, and increases size of solar ignitions. Starting next to them indicates the abilities that you'll start with in your Prismatic build during the first mission of the final shape. So that is the preview of Prismatic. A lot of good stuff there. There's a load of videos here you can watch as well. But man, this has me so excited. I'm really happy that they're not kind of blue balling us in the same way that they did with Strand. Seems like we're going to get a lot to start with and then slowly unlock more as we just go through the campaign, which is awesome. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. All this stuff to me looks really, really cool, but let me know how you guys feel about it. And with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button, as I'll be coming out with even more Destiny 2 Final Shape content when that releases, and also Intellect content here shortly once all these articles and stuff have come out and gone. But yeah, that's everything for this video, so I'll catch you guys in the next one.